Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast. This is Camp Slash Horrorcast, Season 1, Episode 19, Evil Dead. If this is your first time checking out the podcast network, we appreciate it. Please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just a reminder, Camp Slash Horrorcast is a weekly live videocast available on Twitch and YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/WeArePodcastNetwork and youtube.com/WeArePodcastNetwork. As the Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast, so what you saw live is what you get here. Please come watch the stream every Monday at 8 p.m. and if you want to see the previous streams, go check out our Twitch or YouTube channel. And for a full list of future films we'll be watching, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. All links can be found in the description. And with that, on to the Horrorcast.
Camp Slash Horrorcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have David. I can smell your filthy soul, Jessup. David, how are you, sir?
I'm great.
Fuck yeah. Next, we've got Javi. You're all going to die tonight. Byrez. Hobbs, how are you, sir?
On my deathbed, that's probably going to be my final words to my group of friends that are around me.
Most likely as we perform the harvest, if you will. And finally, we have Jay. Go back to hell, bitch. McClintock. Jay, how are you, sir?
Doing great. I'm in a new location tonight. We got some nighttime work going on here at the club, so I'm coming at you straight from the green room.
Nice.
Green room. Yeah, dude. That'd be a sweet name for a
Jay's
podcast.
green room.
I think the Improv used to have a podcast called The Green Room.
Look at that
No,
casting couch. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Casting couch. All right,
Nope.
guys. We
Not like
watched
that.
Evil Dead remake. That's what I'm going to call it. 2013. Release date exactly March 8, 2013 at South by Southwest, and then an official release on April 5th, 2013 in the United States. Running time 92 minutes. Thank God. A budget of 17 million. Box office 97.5 million. Not bad for 17 million. So bringing back that cash money. Synopsis: Mia, a drug addict, is determined to kick the habit. To that end, she asks her brother David, his girlfriend Natalie, and their friends Olivia and Eric to accompany her to their family's remote forest cabin to help her through withdrawal. Eric finds a mysterious Book of the Dead at the cabin and reads aloud from it, awakening an ancient demon. All hell breaks loose when the entity possesses Mia. That's a synopsis. You guys ready for a trailer?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's get this bad
Do
boy
it.
going. All right, no. And let's go. Evil Dead, official full-length trailer. Red band, I believe. You guys see that? No, you can only see the stop. Okay.
Please read.
Yeah, I see that. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Technical difficulty. Here we go. From the top.
Please. Please. You have to get me out of here.
The producers being Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and another guy.
You don't
Yep.
understand.
Once you unleash evil,
The woods.
it will consume.
Think it's in here with us now.
And then the demon goes. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, shocked they showed that in the trailer.
released something from that book. Something evil. This thing is attached to Mia's soul. We're gonna have to kill
That was
her.
different than in the movie.
You are all going to die tonight. Cut it.
Well, they show all the good stuff in the trailer.
There's no way that trailer was aired on TV.
No, this was purely internet. I remember watching this back in the day.
Time to go to sleep.
They showed literally all the good stuff in the trailer. I can't believe it. Javi's into it. Yeah, I can't.
That trailer was better than the movie.
Yeah, they showed all the good stuff in the trailer. They showed all the gore, all the gory scenes, pretty much everything I clipped. All right, history with the movie. David, what's your history with Evil Dead Remake? Did you see it in theaters? Did you watch it at home? And David disappeared. All right.
All of it came out on DVD, and I really. Oh no! Am I back?
No, you're
Am I
back
here?
now.
Can you hear me?
You're back.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
So yeah, I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it on DVD when it came out. Absolutely loved it, but I don't know why it never got into my lexicon of like repeat viewings, because Saturday was the first time I've seen it since 2013, 2014, and I watched the unedited version, and man, it is just balls to the wall, and I love it. I think I agree with Jay in that it's the second best horror remake of all time, and I think Jane Levy's performance is the second best horror performance, right behind The Fly with Gina Davis. I think Jane Levy is just amazing in this. Absolutely love it.
Right on. Jay, how about you? What's your history with the movie?
I've actually only seen it one time before this too. I really didn't feel the need to watch it more than once, and not that that's not a slight on the movie at all. I just felt like it was an experience, like almost religious experience, seeing what they're going through. But the second time I watched it, I had a different opinion because other things came to light that I think this movie kind of has a lot of. It alludes to in a lot of ways, and we can discuss that, I guess, in a little bit.
Right on. Hobbs, Mr. Noodles. How about you? What's your history with the movie?
This actually was my first time watching it today after work. And the gore was fine. I didn't find it scary. I thought it didn't feel like an Evil Dead. Like, I will put this, I could see this in the same universe as Cabin in the Woods, honestly. But it didn't feel like an Evil Dead. Like, this could have just been its own horror movie. They didn't have to like try to capitalize. Oh, look, an Evil Dead remake over here. Look what we're gonna do. Like, fuck out of here with that shit, bro. This ain't an Evil Dead remake.
Javi, what would you say?
I agree with you, Javi. I think this.
Go ahead. Whoever wants to go. Go ahead, Jay. You go first.
No,
Javi,
it's whatever. I would just ask Javi, what would you say to people that think you might be giving the movie a dogged review because you just really wanted Bruce Campbell in it?
I didn't want Bruce Campbell in it. Like, that would have been fun. I'm talking about like that understated Raimi humor that he has. Just like in that.
Well, it's not the same Raimi movie.
That's true, but don't call it Evil Dead and expect, because I'm going to go into expecting a Raimi movie when you say Evil Dead.
Well, this movie tried to ape some of the stuff from Raimi, specifically the demon at one point coming towards the cabin. So you had a callback to that, but other than that, it's pretty much its own thing. Yeah. It doesn't really copy other than that, and then the scene where they do the quick cuts. David, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I believe this movie works better if you don't call it Evil Dead. I think this movie is an amazing horror film. And I think this movie becomes distracting when you have Evil Dead things in it, like the quick cuts when the guy's putting together the stuff. I didn't need to see that. And I enjoyed the Evil Dead Easter eggs, like the car, stuff like that. But I like this movie on its own. I don't consider this movie in the Evil Dead universe at all.
Well, this movie, the director considers it a direct sequel to the original movie, with Bruce Campbell dying at the end. So
I love that. I love that idea because the original Evil Dead is more serious than the other films, and I love that idea. But I just want to say this before I forget it. I think it's genius what they did, making her a drug addict and making it so she had to go into withdrawal. So for once, you had a horror movie to where it made sense for them not leaving the scary place.
well,
Right.
it doesn't do the cabin in the woods thing, which I absolutely love, where it uses the jock, the popular girl, the nerdy girl, the loser. It doesn't really fall into that category. But the problem is the secondary characters in this movie are boring as fuck. It's guy
I would
with
agree with
beard,
that.
But
ethnically
Yeah.
ambiguous girl.
I would like to defend that choice, the
Go ahead.
fact that they were boring. Okay, the first time I saw the movie, I looked at it very much just like David's name said, gore porn. The second time I saw this movie, I looked at it as a rehab movie gone wrong. And one of the
Ooh, I like
things
that.
that you will kind of, the more you're around addicts and whatnot, and I'm just going to say it, drug addicts are probably the biggest pieces of shit in the world. And I don't mean that from a personal standpoint. What I mean that is a drug addict will literally do anything to get their drugs. They will sell out their family, they will sell out their kids, they will do some unscrupulous things just to get their fix. And another thing about drug addicts is that they're probably the most selfish people in the world. And so everything's got to be about them. So I think for her rehabilitation, she couldn't be surrounded by a bunch of, type A, over the top, very exciting characters, because that's the kind of people that keep her going back into relapse. So I think in that regard, the fact that all of the other characters are so boring, I think that actually plays up to the strength, because it allows her performance to really get pushed to the forefront even more. And so that when the little things happen to them, like she's chopping up her cheek and the other guys, freaking out and everything, they're trying to find just a little bit of excitement. Like when he's cutting up the book, yeah, they're totally boring because they kind of have to be. I think that was a very conscious choice by the director. I think it was a very smart one.
Dude, here's my issue. Mia is so damn unlikable, and I don't care what she goes through in this movie. She's, like you said, selfish, and her character comes across as that. And I think it's a fault of the actress not to make the character more likable. She does a good job when she's in demon mode, but other than that, like I didn't feel anything for her, and I don't feel anything for the other characters of this movie. And it just makes me kind of go like, what are we doing here? Because I really wanted to feel something for them before they became cannon fodder for the 15 minutes that they are. Because this movie really is 3 acts. And the third act is kind of weird to take a character that was evil the entire time and you saw go or be the catalyst of all this evil stuff around her. And then you're supposed to feel something for her in the last 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't feel anything for her. Only thing I felt was like, let's get to the end of this movie.
You didn't feel bad for Eric?
Oh no, the beard? Are you kidding me, dude? Fuck the beard. Oh my god, I
He
hate
got
it.
fucked up so bad.
Go ahead, David. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was going to say I really did feel for her, and the reason why is you really get a good backstory on how her brother completely abandoned her to take care of her insane mother, and so that totally makes sense as to why she became a heroin addict. And I think the bad guy of this movie is her brother. Even his friends is like, oh, you're finally fucking showing up. This guy has abandoned everybody, and so I think I totally fell in love with her, and I empathized with her, and I love the fact that she was the evil person, and then she turns around and becomes the good person at the end. But I love her so much as an actress, so I think I'm biased. Everything she does, I watched her sitcoms. Of course, Don't Breathe. I just absolutely love her as an actress. I think she's amazing. She's so balls to the wall to this. Not once during this whole movie do I ever question her performance, especially like her becoming the demon is so fucking good, man.
She's good as the demon. She's damn good. And I like the fact that the movie is an allegory for addiction, where by the end of it, she's literally kicking the habit. Like it's the battle between her and the separate entity, the demon that is the addiction. I like all that stuff. I thought that was cool. And I did think that it was cool to have a character that was addicted and kind of have that. But like I said, I don't feel much for a lot. I personally don't feel a lot for any of these characters. Go ahead, Jay.
I think I can speak to that too, Ducky. I really think I can explain why you don't feel for these characters. And I'm not faulting you at all, but you know, I don't have a lot of experience dealing with people that are drug addicts, but I definitely grew up in Plano, and towards the latter couple of years, heroin really became a hot button issue. But I'll say this, like the whole world of drug addiction, you know, if you've been around it, for most people, they kind of just want it to go away. And they think if we just we don't really talk about it, and I'm not trying to get on a soapbox or anything, but I think this movie is one of those movies where you're kind of, as an audience member, you're kind of forced to deal with it. And after a while, like nobody involved with it, the people that are trying to help or the people that need help, none of them really come off as like that likable. Like it's not, I'll put it this way, it's very thankless in a lot of ways when you're trying to help people like that. And I think we really saw that struggle, like when the one girl who starts carving up her face when she's like, all right, because she's talking to her brother and she's like, all right, here's the deal. All that shit she just did, it's a complete sequel. She's already done that before. She's had the great, you know, dramatic, you know, she threw it down the toilet before. Now she burned it. He goes, she's going to turn into an absolute monster within the next 8 hours. And she totally does, figuratively and literally. I just think this movie's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable, and it's a day ruiner. I love Javi came up with that term, I think, but like it ruined my day earlier. I'm watching it and then clipping it. I was just like, I'm over this shit but I on that topic though, I think that the allegory of addiction, I think she spreads the addiction in a way to the other characters as they become demonic and stuff.
That's how addiction works. It spreads. It's just like fucking wildfire. It's stuff.
Addicts are also master manipulators.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I didn't see that when watching it, but now talking about it, I kind of putting that together. Like as an allegory for an addiction, this movie is okay, but as a movie itself, other than the gore porn, it's not fun. It's not a fun movie. What happened? That was interesting. Did y'all see that? I just got.
Well, that's because you're fucking pissing off the spirits. That's why.
I guess so, dude. I guess I pissed them off. That was weird. It's not fun, and that's what it's missing. The original Evil Dead movies are fun. They can be a little bit scary. They can be a little bit jokey, or a lot of it jokey in the case of the third one. But they're always consistently fun, and that's why I think none of us have returned to this movie, because it doesn't have the same camp factor as the original trilogy. And
it didn't want it. It didn't want it. That's one of the reasons why I think this is one of the greatest remakes ever, because this movie says fuck your Evil Dead from the moment you walk in. It says fuck Bruce Campbell and fuck Sam Raimi. This is our fucking movie. You know what? How much fucking money did this movie make? It fucking stomped on the original trilogy.
Oh, and that's my history with it. I forgot. I worked at Studio Movie Girl at the time that this came out, and yes, this was a crowd pleaser of a film. Like, people really did enjoy it, and they came out. And this movie creeps me out, and it still creeps me out. Like, legit creeps me out. It's scary, and it's over the top scary, but I like it whenever it scares me or it does something. I like the girl losing her arms. That shit is amazing. But we'll get to that. Jay, you say this is the second best horror remake. What's the first best horror remake?
There's a few, man. I'm really tossing a few around, man. The Blob's really got me good. The Fly's always amazing. We talked about another one too.
The Thing.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't that a prequel though?
No.
It's a remake.
It's a remake. I mean, there's a few, but I mean, like, just I'll say this, like, I'll put it this way. What was that movie? God, I wish I could remember. I said that there was another movie I thought was a little bit better because I thought that the source material was what had very high standards. I think the Evil Dead is what's that?
Let the right one in?
Yeah, maybe that's it. That's the one. But I think Evil Dead has like the highest standards. That's the Evil Dead with Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. That's a movie that changed the game.
Absolutely. And that's why I think this one didn't change the game. for cinema. Like it came and went. I don't see a lot of movies aping this, copying this, trying to do the same things. As a standalone horror movie in 2013, pretty good. It's of the time though. I will give it kudos for the practical effects. They use very little CGI in this movie. I like that. The cinematography is downright fucking amazing in this movie.
There are scenes in this movie, and this is when I really love a movie where you could freeze frame it and put it in a frame and stick it in a fucking museum. The final shot of her with the house on fire in the background and that fucking chainsaw, and she's like has her entire weight behind herself as she's cutting it up is gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful. There and I think you're right. This isn't a fun movie, but I love it. Absolutely love it, man. It's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And I think one of the reasons why I love it so much is it's because I look at it like this. I love Rogue One because Rogue One has that Empire Strikes Back vibe. I love Evil Dead Remake because it has the original Evil Dead vibe, where the original Evil Dead really wasn't trying to be campy. It was trying to be a real horror movie. And I feel like that's where this is. This is there is no fucking around. There is no wacky jokes going on, slapstick pratfalls. There's no one-liners. There's no like that's my boomstick, and I'm so glad she never did that. I'm so glad he never did that. And that's my only complaint about this film was when they go to that quick cut scene where it shows him putting stuff together, because that has that wacky Evil Dead feel to it. Sorry, I'm done.
No, I'm going to disagree with one thing though. For me, it doesn't have the same Evil Dead vibe, because a big part of the second act of the original Evil Dead is the demon playing with the other characters through the characters, the sister and the girlfriend and things like that. And I missed that in this movie. I really wanted that kind of manipulating and fucking with the main character. But I do like this movie is more like the original pitch that they did Into the Woods, where Bruce Campbell's sister, Cheryl, actually becomes the demonic character. So I think they took more from that than they did the original Evil Dead. And I do like that there's one character that is the basis of the demon. Obviously, the demon can go anywhere as long as it, I guess, has contact with other characters. But I would have liked a little bit more of the psychological manipulation and messing with somebody. I guess David was the lead character for most of the movie. But, I mean, also, whenever people start getting picked off, it happens so quick. It's in a short span of time. A lot of the stuff before that is just musical stings and long shots, which is fine. You got to build suspense. I get that. But there's definitely, I'll give this movie an atmosphere of horror and dread and fear. And it does legit scare me. And I will give it that. Like, this movie bothers me. It's like a nightmare in celluloid. So that's pretty cool. And maybe that's why you like it so much, David, because
you
kind of dig stuff like that. So.
It is truly horrifying. It never winks at the audience. It never breaks the fourth wall. It is just truly horrifying.
Till the end. Till the post-credit scene, and then it does hardcore.
What? I didn't see a post-credit scene.
We'll get there. I clipped it. Okay. Don't worry.
Would y'all agree that as a movie, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I always felt like the end of it was gonna be where she wakes up, and the whole movie was her going through withdrawals. That's how I thought it was going to go.
Thank God they didn't do that.
Yeah, that would be great. Because I'm happy they didn't do that either.
Wizard of Oz.
Go ahead, Jay. What were you going to say?
I would just say, I think, every once in a while, horror movies come along like this. I think this movie is what you call a disruptor. I think this movie does not meet your expectations. It never wanted to. And I think you got people that are basically in two different camps. I don't see a lot of gray with this movie. I really don't. Because you got you two that aren't the biggest fans, but then you got me and David. We can't stop talking about it. But I think that's the point of it, and it's polarizing. Very polarizing.
You're going to be on one side of the fence either way. You can't sit in the middle on this one.
Well, yeah, you really can't.
I'm going to say there's a lot of stuff I like in this, but as an overall product, I don't think it's as good as the original. And once again, we're comparing it to the original in name alone and premise. And there's a lot that's similar, but there's so much that's different. I think if I'd never saw the original Evil Dead, I think I could appreciate this movie more for what it is. And I appreciate it for a movie in 2013. But I'm just gonna put it out there. And once again, Jay brought this up earlier. Bruce Campbell versus Mia. Who's a stronger character? Who's Ash or Mia? Who's the stronger, more memorable character? And Ash kills it. Ash kills it. And so I have to separate this movie completely, and it's hard to do so. And so I'm always going to go back to, if you offer me which one to watch, I'm going to say the original Evil Dead. I think it's a masterpiece. I think.
Well, yeah,
and
I think a lot of
this is
people would
just
say
a
that
movie.
you like Ash because he's more likable too, though.
Absolutely. Charismatic, handsome, action star, all that stuff. You know what I mean? He's just fun to watch do stuff. Whereas Mia, she's cute and she, I guess, does stuff as the demon. And the acting, I don't think is that strong. I'll give her a little bit of the acting is okay. I just don't know. I want to be on David's side with this. I want to see what he saw in this actor.
Jay kind of got me to sway a little bit on it when you brought the addiction aspect of it. Like, I didn't see that before, but yeah, I get it now. But I think if you're gonna recommend this movie, you got to be like, don't even mention that it's a remake of Evil Dead. Say, hey, just watch this movie. When I think about it as a separate entity, completely devoid of its connection to Evil Dead, I don't like it. But if you think about it as a standalone, its own thing, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Because it's not original premise. Friends go into the woods and there's fucking demons and scary shit happens. That premise has been done a lot.
I just want to give a shout out to Jesse real quick. He's in the chat. He said it seemed less like a possession and more just like an enemy. But I like her as a demon. I really did. I thought she killed it as a demon, especially whenever he's burying her towards the end. And she's like, why are you doing this, David? Why are you doing this? And then the demon comes out. I like that switch, that manipulation. That's what I wanted to see a little bit more of. So I like that they did that in that scene.
You know, it's kind of like if you saw Repossessed first and then you saw The Exorcist.
But I'm going to like Exorcist, man. Always.
Well, no shit. Repossessed is a horrible parody.
Okay.
Why? That's the easiest answer in the world.
Real quick, they were planning on making a sequel to this with Mia again. They were going to call Army of Darkness 2 as a temporary title. And then they were going to do a 7th film where they brought Bruce Campbell and Mia together as characters. I'm not sure what's going on with Evil Dead Rising. Maybe they're still planning on doing that, but we'll see what happens.
Jane Levy wants nothing to do with Evil Dead, and it's mostly because of the physical aspect of it. She loves horror movies, but Jane Levy will not do another Evil Dead movie. It was brutal for her to make, and so she is not interested in that.
You could see it on screen, though. She went through the fucking ringer in this movie. She brought her A game when it came to being the demon. And like the physicality of that performance, like I said, hers, the demon, killed it. Like, it's legit scary, and like she killed it as the demon portion of it. Let's talk a little bit about the gore porn. This is not like Saw. This is more sophisticated when it comes to the violence. I like what they did. The bifurcated tongue, Hobby, like I said, you were probably all about that.
Oh my god!
Hobbs is shaking his head. Yes.
I'm all about the bifurcated tongue.
I know, good sir. I know.
I'm gonna pretend I know what bifurcated stands for. So.
It's cutting it in half. Right there, splitting that bad boy.
I just wanted to make Duck do that.
Oh, my bad. The girl chopping off her arm with the meat cutter, I thought was cool as shit. And then the fact that it just drops when she's like, I feel better now, and it dropped, I was like, that's a cool scene. When she comes out with the nail gun, almost the pose she's making is very similar to the pose of one of the demons from the original movie, which I really like too. How about you guys? How did you feel about, like, what was your favorite piece of gore? Because this has enough in it. David, what was your favorite piece?
My favorite piece of gore is the final scene. Like I said before, it's such a beautiful shot with her splitting the demon in half with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. And the fact that this movie is raining blood at the end is just like, it's like the scene in The Shining where they open up the elevator, but for 20 fucking minutes. You know, and the thing, again, we're talking about a horror movie. Most horror movies are not this good looking. They're not this glossy. They're not this. The special effects in this is 2013. The special effects in this are amazing
and practical.
To this day, 2021, they still hold up. Still hold up, man. I mean, I watched that the other day and I'm like, this movie looks like it came out last week. It looks so good. And the most important thing is it finally lets everyone know the most evil type of person in the world is a fucking hipster. They are so fucking evil. They are the root cause of all evil.
Agreed, 100%. Jay, what was your favorite?
Let's not go hard on the hipsters here.
Now we see why Javi didn't like it. Hipster Javi didn't like Evil Dead.
All right, Jay, how about you? What was your favorite piece of gore in this?
Man, dude, I don't know if I could give it just one, man. It just does it all, man. Like, dude, it fucks it. It kills a dog. That's not cool. That last part though, splitting the head with the chainsaw, it kind of felt like that was them spiking the proverbial football because, for example, in Evil Dead 2, when Ash is going at his ex-girlfriend with that same chainsaw when he's got the head in the vice, you don't actually see the head get cut open. You see the shadow. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in this one, you're gonna see it right front and center, and it's more of like I think it's a glorification that that was what 27 years after the original, so it was like this is my fucking movie, and I just thought it was so like you said, man, it's such an exclamation point, like it ends on such a high note. I just thought it was just amazing, and I think about what you said about it being such a beautiful movie. Yeah, it's a beautiful movie that frustrates the fuck out of you. And I think that really fucking fucks with the senses.
Hobbs, how about you? What did you enjoy any of the gore in this?
I really enjoyed the tongue splitting scene. I thought that was like a really good fucking moment. It's like she's like face to face with her, and she just like licks the fucking knife so hard that it just splits her tongue. It's like, okay, yeah.
And then she starts kissing her. Oh god.
And for some reason, I fucking loved the nail gun scene.
Me too.
That's like Eric was already getting fucked up at that point, and she was just like fucking making it that much worse for him.
Eric got it the worst, and yet I felt like he deserved it. Like I never felt bad for him the entire time he was getting fucked up this entire movie. I was like, good, you fucking.
I was like, poor indie movie, darling Lou Taylor Poochie's getting through the ringer.
I didn't like the flash cuts. I thought they were unneeded. They were jump scares that were weird. That bothered me because in a lot of ways I felt like this could be a more sophisticated horror movie than it was, but I get it. It's a fun popcorn film. It's just supposed to scare you. But the jump cuts, like when she's driving down the road and they do the jump cut of the close demon with her weird eyes, I guess, which I didn't like the eyes either. I thought that if they would have went all black or all white, that would have been better. But I mean, I just had issues with the movie altogether. I just don't think it holds up a candle to the original, but like I said, you have to divorce it from the original, and like you guys are talking about, view it as its own thing. But the cinematography is absolutely amazing. That's pretty much all I had to say about it. Oh, the book, I did like the book. I like that it was like the Stations of the Cross. Like every time they opened it to a page, something else was going to happen. The boiling, and when he buried her, and that's how he got rid of the demon and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool with the burning bush in the background. I was like, this is pretty all right. And when he opened the book, I was like, this is legit scary how this book is bound in wire and flesh. And I was like, that's pretty badass. How about you guys? Is there anything else about the movie you did like or didn't like?
Oh, something I absolutely loved. Did you guys notice this really weird high-pitched sound in the background? It was like a really creepy sound. It was almost the exact same sound that's at the end of Gremlins when the Spike is dead and right before he comes out of the fountain. I just love that sound. It's so creepy. The sound design in this is also
the sound design was
amazing.
long. They did a really good job on the sound design, and like I said, the cinematography. And honestly, it's a re-envisioning. It's not bad. Like at least they didn't follow beat by beat the original movie.
Yeah,
you got to give them credit for that.
Oh, I also like that they didn't have the weird hands coming up to block the road. I'm glad it was more of a realistic flood.
Oh, I know, but I wanted the hands. I love the turned steel. But yeah, you're right. It was cool that it was a flood. But I do like that they do in the book copy the original poster from the Evil Dead for the last one, the coming out of the grave. It's literally the exact same photo from the original poster. I thought that was pretty cool. How about you, Jay? You got anything else you really dig about this movie, or anything you don't like?
Yeah, I think I said most what I liked, and I do have a few slight gripes about the movie, but nothing like Nothing too big. I would agree with the pacing of the deaths. I think they could have let that breathe a little bit. And I actually thought one of the weakest parts of the movie is when Mia's down in the basement and she's doing those homages to the originals, where she's like, "Give me a kiss" and things like that. I was like, okay, now is when I'm like, okay, now you're trying to be like the old school ones. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You're already reminding people why you're not the original. Don't make them think it even more with that kind of stuff. Like, I just thought it didn't fit the mood.
Right.
But, that's about all I'd say.
How about you, Hobbs? Is there anything else that you like or don't like about the movie?
Yeah, they shouldn't have called it Evil Dead. Just straight up. Like, I would actually like this movie a lot more if it didn't have like trying to tie it along with Evil Dead. I think it was just like, hey, we're with that guy too. Come join our party. It's just kind of like, oh man.
Earlier, you said that you thought it was like Cabin in the Woods. I think they're polar opposites. I think this movie is the Dark Knight kind of grimy, down to earth, realistic. And I know that sounds weird, but it is a rather realistic take on this. It's very grimy. It just feels dirty. Whereas Cabin in the Woods is just pure fun. And so I can't wait for us to watch that in a couple weeks here. It's going to be a blast. That's going to be the last really of our Evil Dead movies. But yeah, it's just this movie, it doesn't hold up completely for me. And I was happy Hobby hated it also. No, I'm just kidding. But I also see why you guys like it. And I think that it has a place in cinema history. And I think hopefully kids who grew up with this movie will view it the same way we view the original Evil Dead, where they have a place in their heart for it. And in 10, 20 years, they're talking on a Horrorcast or whatever it is by then about their love of it. So if I saw this as a child, I think I would have literally shit and pissed my pants. Like, this movie.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
is it because you did that as an adult?
Yeah, no, dude. I watched it on my computer in like the size of a Game Boy Advance because I was scared today. Like,
Now, I do think it's this is a very unique take, Doc, that you both don't really like the movie, yet it terrifies you.
Yes, it literally
that is such a unique perspective. I've just never heard that perspective on a movie before.
It's true. It's
terrified, and I don't like it.
It's just the truth, though. It literally, I feel like there's a demon in the room while watching it. It was a day ruiner, so I was just like, I don't want to play with this. This is some bad mojo. And
I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say, not liking and hate and being terrified. That's how I feel about Woman in Black. Like, I fucking hate that movie, but it scares the shit out of me.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that movie was a play.
Was it really?
Yeah.
We're finding out more and more to make a good horror movie. You just have to write it like a play. That's the way to do it. A single
one
setting,
location,
couple characters, 3 to 4 characters, boom, you're in. All right, guys. With that said, let's go to recommendations. David, do you recommend the Evil Dead remake?
Fuck yes. Recommend gore porn. Yes, love it.
Hobbs, how about you? Do you recommend it?
I would recommend this. Just go into it not expecting to see anything campy or fun.
Right on. Jay, do you recommend?
Great breakup movie. If you want to break up, this is how you spike it. You will win the breakup.
Bam, bitch, you're out of here.
Did you see how Mia was? That's kind of how I view. I'm just kidding. It's it's artistic. Just go to it. Open mind. If you're having a really good day and you need to be knocked down a peg or two, feel free to watch the Evil Dead remake.
It's true. I do recommend it also. I was recommending it to Ethan Eastwood earlier, hoping that he would join us, and I let him know that the movie legit scares me. And the original Evil Dead scares me also, but in a fun way. This movie just scares me in a dire, dreary, rainy Monday kind of way. So if you're looking to have a good day, probably don't watch it. But if you're looking to watch a movie that's going to scare the shit out of you and turn off the lights and pump up the surround sound because the sound mix is awesome and just enjoy it, it's going to get you. And you are going to have some nightmares. Nightmare fuel all around. With that said, my friend Jesse says it's worth watching once, I think. Agree with that, as we all watched it at least once. Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just so you know, the next section of the podcast will be clips from the movie, so you can find replays of the live video stream at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. Once again, all links can be found in the description. Come check out our live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And for a full list of future films, check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And with that, back to the Horrorcast. All right, you guys ready for clips?
Yes, sir.
Let's get to the clips. So that's Blair Witch. Rip your soul out. Why is it not working? Try this one more time.
We'll rip your soul out.
All right, rip your soul out.
Please stop. I will rip your soul out, Daddy.
Wait, what?
I'll rip your soul out, you pathetic fuck!
I love you, baby.
I love you, baby.
That acting was bad, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, none of us talked about the beginning at all.
Yeah, I like the beginning of this movie. I thought it was good. It separates itself from the original. It allows itself the ability to be a sequel to the original. Because let's say that cabin was abandoned for 30 years, in the woods, and they showed up and they found the book and the old Cadillac or whatever it is in the backyard, and Bruce Campbell's dead.
Delta 88, Oldsmobile.
Yeah, Oldsmobile, thank you. And it's just one of those things where this can be a direct sequel to the original, so it works. And I thought that was kind of cool. And like I said, the acting from the father isn't great, but yeah, fun stuff. The Thing.
This is it's made from a buckthorn tree. It's supposed to make your will stronger.
Not sure what this had to do with the rest of the movie.
It's a callback to the
But you
original
do,
film.
so, maybe it'll work.
It's another.
I was really into her when she was all demonified.
Yeah, were you digging her? Like
I was.
Yeah, you
Something about
feeling
those contacts.
that? I hate those contacts, dude. Like I said, if they would have went with all black or all white, it would have been better. The Book. I like this. I like how it cuts his. Yeah, that was cool. Adding like it's its own creature. The words. Never say the words. Klaatu Brata Nikko.
And he has to work hard at figuring this out.
Yeah, I kind of like that it was hidden too.
Fucking white people, bro. That's all I kept doing for the fucking white people, bro.
Montose.
Santos.
Like that scene, that's what kind of reminded me of Cabin in the Woods.
I mean, that's a direct rip off. That's an homage. I hated that. See that jump scare where it jumps in and shows the demon for a second? That was unneeded.
Tree Rop.
It is the rop of the tree.
Yeah, I was surprised they put this in here.
I'm shocked they put it in the trailer. You into that, Hobbs?
Now I'm really into that. There
It's
was
a ferret.
I don't give her a ferret. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Yeah, it's brutal. What the fuck? The river.
This can't be happening.
That is pretty scary. Like, I like that. Like you said before, that they
hey, go watch some of the footage of Tennessee last over the weekend,
yeah,
man. It's horrible.
Brutal.
Moving water is some scary shit.
Yes, it is. Gun.
Mia, put the gun down. Put the gun down, please.
Oh, shit.
Mia!
fucking gun to
That was a cool sound effect. I really like that.
The sound design is awesome in this movie. So do you hear that? That's directly from the original movie. They took these sound clips. So I really dig it.
You are all going to die tonight.
Slam.
That looked like it came directly from Resident Evil, the movie.
Spew. Oh! It looks like ooze from Ghostbusters.
That's what I was just thinking. It looks like the Ghostbusters slime.
Yeah. Mirror. This is where shit gets a little bit heavy. Melina.
Bro, she looks like a fucking Titan from Attack on Titan.
You're right, she did. I like this is cool right here. The paralysis, that's terrifying. Yeah, that's P.
Oh man, that was brutal.
All
my
right.
vinyl.
Face off.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Hello.
Oh my god! How did you do that?
Now that's what makes the scene work is the fact that he slips on.
Flips on her face. Lindsay brought up a good point when watching this. She says it felt like they were more like zombies and less like demons.
Yeah, and you know what?
I could see that.
There's the main possession and then the side possessions. It's like the
Like a
demon
side chick.
Yeah. It's like the demon controlled the other ones completely, just they're more zombie-ish. So that is pretty brutal. Hopefully no kids are watching this stream.
You know, I wonder if like when he was getting started with the fall, I was like, why am I not dying yet?
Yeah, he got fucked up. Eric was the punching bag of this movie.
Oh my god, yeah, he was.
To kill me.
Trailer fodder. This was mainly for the trailer. That's totally a trailer shot.
Oh, it's so good.
Bifurcated tongue. Go ahead, David. what's
I
up?
was just gonna say, did you guys know that Eric, the actor that played him to get into the role, all he did on set, like during in between takes, was listen to Mumford and Sons.
I love that band.
Bifurcated tongue.
Doc, that's all I hear whenever I see the tongue. I was you doing that noise.
Pretty boy.
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy?
It's ridiculous.
Your little sister's being raped in hell.
You know, can you pause it for a second? Whenever I see scenes like that, I always wonder, what would a demon do if that guy called her bluff? Like, are you serious? For real?
I just imagine like the demon being like, "What? Wait, what'd you say?" I don't know how.
I was trying to be arch. I was trying to be badass.
Yeah. Do you have any how-to videos? Is there good Wi-Fi in this cabin? Listen, just fuck off.
Cut to the scene of the demon and them sitting next to each other on the computer.
Yeah. The guy's like giving her a banana, and she keeps on using her teeth. He's like, "No, that's not how you do it." Oh, sorry.
Slaps her hands. Peeky, peeky. I think it's. I might wrote Pecky, Pecky.
Don't you little bitch, don't cut it off.
This is badass. I will give him that. Oh, it's brutal. Like you think they would cut, but they don't.
Nope.
Lamb.
Do y'all remember that prelude to this earlier when she's cutting the roast beef?
Yes.
I did not. I did not.
Yeah.
Nice.
When they first go to the cabin, she's cutting the roast beef. Actually, I called it roast beef. Actually, pretty much, I think everyone who dies, there's a callback in the beginning in some way that there's an homage. But I was trying to look for it. But yeah, that was the big one. Ah!
Man, just brutal.
So good.
This right here, best scene of the movie.
Much better now.
That's so badass.
Oh God!
That is brutal.
How did they get this past?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ratings
and
group?
it had an NC-17, and they somehow got it down to an R. So there was more. There was way more. Nail gun. That's cool looking too.
There's that sound I was talking about in the background.
He can't catch a break.
He can't, dude. Eric gets fucked up. I don't even feel bad about it.
I'm never gonna be able to play harmonica again.
Especially after what happens with the crowbar.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
That's a cool shot too.
Oh yeah.
Here it is. Boom!
Sausaged him.
That's my jerk off hand.
A melodica career.
Slam, baby.
David?
Yes.
Well, I guess hand jobs are out of the question.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Can I fuck your stump?
What is that? David Lynch movie that they do that? It's the
Oh yeah.
quick cuts. Yeah, these I can't stand. No, I like these. This is what David can't stand.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Like a MacGyver.
Oh yeah, we forgot about the homemade defibrillator. What'd you guys think of that? That was a little bit over the top, wasn't
Yeah, that was kind of wacky.
it?
I would have liked more of an explanation on how to resurrect her. Like this, he just seemed to be like making shit up. You know,
I mean-
I would have liked more of a book explanation where he reads the book and then it tells him how to cleanse her soul without killing her and saving her life.
Well, there's
This-
no reason
this-
they
he's
can't
just
have.
making shit up.
There's no reason they can't have the paddles there. They said earlier in the movie that they had to bring her back for that resuscitator. What are the paddles called? I can't even think what they're called right now.
Defibrillator.
Defibrillators.
Defibrillator, yeah. I guess I just said it. Yeah, there could have just been one there. There didn't have to be this creation. That was the only part of the movie I was like, that's kind of wacky.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
I like the burning bush though. That's a callback to the original too.
I thought that was a callback to the Bible.
That also a callback to the Bible. The nice little misdirect here. Yeah, definitely hanging out in the fountain. And then all of a sudden, wow! This movie is brutal. Creepy.
So, are you still gonna suck my cock, or what's going on?
It's a sister, bro.
I know Mother hates
Not
you,
anymore.
That's true.
and she waits for you in hell.
That's so good.
It's pretty good. That's a legit scary.
Another great painting. That would be an amazing painting.
Yeah.
Javi, make that happen.
I'm not that good. I can't do that.
Do it the style you did the Ghostbusters. I love that style. That's a really cool style, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Hobby
Appreciate
style.
The house going up in flames. Kaboom!
Is coming.
Dude, how tall is she? Like 3 feet?
The original poster. So they show the hand coming out. I don't know if they show the book.
Oh, yeah. I love that demon music in the background.
That's pretty badass. Look at the demon. It's kind of androgynous too. It's like not her.
It definitely has a ring vibe.
Yep, there. That's exact.
There it is.
That
movie
exactly
poster. Yep.
from the poster. Motherfucking chainsaw. What? A motherfucking chainsaw. What?
No. Yeah.
Yes. She struggled for that with that chainsaw for a good 10, 15 minutes. Oh.
This. Oh, when it cuts into her.
Just that drag on the pullout. The drag on the pullout, bro.
Slam. This was brutal. I hope I clipped the hand. I don't think I did. Oh shit, I missed out if I didn't clip the hand. Oh! Oh!
She gets her feet and just wedges it out. She's got really good lower body strength.
And then it's titled Ugh. Slam right in there. Get that stump in there.
My dick's still on the table or just the phone?
And very much a callback, like Jay said, to Evil Dead 2, I think.
That right there. There it is.
That was a cool shot.
So good.
It's like we deserve this. We earned this.
Oh, look at the face blinks and stuff. That's cool shit, man.
It's like Brundlefly when Brundlefly starts falling off his face.
Go back down, bitch.
And then, David, this is the post credits that you missed.
I can't believe I missed
stuck
this.
around in theaters to see this.
Groovy.
So you get a little Bruce Campbell action right there at the end.
Okay.
The arm scene is so great, says Greg. Yes. And then Raph said, YouTube stopped the stream. I'm sorry, dude. I apologize. He's on Facebook checking us out. Thank you, Raph, for checking out the cast.
Love you, Raph.
Yes. Raph will be on the show soon with us. We're going to do the hand here. So
Yeah.
be badass. Guys, you know what? Watching those clips again, I think the thing I missed in this movie was watching it with a group of friends, because I think that would have changed it. I really think that this is a movie where you see it in theaters or you watch it on the couch with your buddies just chilling, drinking. So you know what? Not as bad. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, let's do some recommendations. We are still in here, so let's go to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Love you, Greg. I forgot that Greg was on there too. My bad. Love you, Greg.
So I think that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a pretty decent remake of the original. I will always prefer the original over this one, but I think Jessica Biel does it, and I think the third act with the chase is killer. The sequel to it, which is actually a prequel, not as good, but I think this one, especially the opening scene with the girl who blows her brains out, the hole in the head, yeah, dude, it's badass. I will put this up there as a remake, though, as one of the top remakes. I think
as a remake, it's actually pretty good.
It's really good.
And I'm a big fan of Jonathan Tucker too. I fucking love that guy.
Second one I'm going to recommend is The Blair Witch. I'm not going to recommend it, but it is a remake, and I think the tone is close to this. I think that they tried to ape the Evil Dead remake in a lot of ways with the tone for this movie, especially the down and dirty, gritty feeling. The real bummer is they show the Blair Witch at the end. I don't think you need to do so. So spoilers. Sorry, I ruined it.
What does aping mean?
Just
Like biting
copying,
off of-
copying, just kind of doing the same thing as the other movie. But the tone is very similar, and that's why I suggest this. It's not terrible. There's a couple really cool scenes in it. There's a scene literally where she crawls through the roots underground, just like Mia does in the Evil Dead remake. So in a lot of ways, like I said, I feel like they were trying to copy this movie and kind of the tone and what they did with it. Out of the two, definitely suggest the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a remake, especially a newer one. Do you guys have any recommendations?
Yeah, Jay brought this up earlier. I'm gonna go with The Blob because I love the original one with Steve McQueen, but the one with Shawnee Smith from fucking Saw, that one
so
is
hot.
so fucking good. I remember that movie scared the shit out of me. I remember when the first time I saw The Blob, I was like 4 or 5. And the scene where the jock is in I think it was the doctor's office, and he's trying to call the police, and he's on the phone, and he just hit, and it's like dropping acid right next to me. He looks at it, looks up, and there's and he just jumps. Like, dude, I fucking got up and bolted right to my bedroom. And I looked around the corner, and I just see, with his hand stretched out. This shit, and this is gonna scar me for life. I didn't see it again until I was about 17, so I waited a full 13 years before I saw it again. I fucking love that movie.
You just painted a beautiful picture of a childhood moment where you get traumatized, because that's exactly what it's like. Like, you can't help but to look back and be like, oh shit, like, what is it? How about you guys? Jay, David, do you got any recommendations?
Are we doing like remakes, horror remakes?
Whatever you want to do. What I always try to go with the vibe of the movie we watched.
Well, with horror remakes, I definitely have to go with The Thing. I know we've already watched it. As far as a remake goes, it's probably it's, for me, it's The Thing, The Fly, Evil Dead. As far as remakes go, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
But The Blob is right there. I talking about The Blob. That scene in the phone booth scene is one of my all-time favorite cinema scenes. It's so good and the so freaking awesome.
That's awesome. How about you, Jay?
I guess I can jump on the remake bandwagon. I'll say one of the few remakes, even though I don't think it's the greatest remake ever made, I'll definitely say it's one of the few remakes where the American version absolutely slaps. The other version would be The Ring 2002.
Yeah.
If you've seen Ringo and you saw it after you saw The Ring, you would be like, USA, USA. I mean, we beat the shit out of them when it comes to that movie in particular. Is the one time where I would say we did it better.
Gore Verbinski, man, he's an amazing director.
Let me tell you something, fellas. When I saw The Ring for the first time and she comes out of the TV, I almost shit myself.
Yes, agreed.
That is one of the most scariest horror scenes ever. It's so fantastic.
Groundbreaking.
The
Absolutely
Ring,
groundbreaking.
The Ring literally still scares me, much like this movie. It actually legit is scary. And I watched it, was terrified, and then went to my little sister, who's 5 years younger than me. She was probably 12 or 13 at the time. I said, you should watch this movie. It's really good. So I did what The Ring did, the pass on thing to her. She didn't sleep for a week, and she still gets mad at me about that. I was like, what can you do?
Were you like trying to pass on the fear?
What's that?
Like, if I get her to watch this, I won't be scared of it anymore.
Yeah, no, I was still scared. Go ahead, Jay. What were you saying?
Can I tell you, this is an absolutely 100% true story. I saw this movie at Cinemark, Tinseltown, off of Parker and the Tollway. It was like right before Halloween 2002. It was with my girlfriend, and I'm not bullshitting you. After that movie, and it was sold out because we saw it opening day. It was a massive hit. And we walk out to the car, and I swear to God, I saw no less than 12 people, myself included, all checking underneath their cars, checking in the back seat. Because it was that weather too, man. It was that overcast type weather, and it didn't change for like a week. And I'm like, this is art imitate. This is life imitating art a little too much. But yeah.
We need to put that on the list 100%.
The American.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys, let's wind this down. David, where can they find you on the internet, good sir?
Facebook Stop Motion Nightmares. I just posted a new stop motion video. Go check it out. Children of Dave on Instagram. I'll be in Tyler, Texas this Saturday, and Tyler, Texas is now blowing up COVID, so I can't wait to perform there. That's going to be fun. Yeah, kick ass. And so that's where you can find me.
Cool. And you can find us on the internet at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can check out all the podcasts. We Are Air, We Are Bagu, Heroes, Gyros, I Hate Being Sober, which I'm not right now. And also, you can check us out every Monday for Camp/Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past, live on Twitch at 8 p.m. Next week will be the movie Monkey Shines, a Romero classic. I can't wait to watch it again with you guys and discuss it. Oh, I think that you're going to be either pleasantly surprised or lit down completely. So there's going to be no middle ground on this one, Hobbs.
No, Javi's going to love the movie for one reason.
The sex scene.
Nope. You know this movie has lots and lots of, Javi?
What?
Tucci. Stanley Tucci.
Ooh.
I love the Tooch.
You're going to love it. It's got the Tooch. He's going to love it. It's a Tooch classic.
This is so very Tooch.
And Tooch is ripped, dude. Tooch is a dreamboat in this one, dude.
A ripped Tooch?
A ripped Tooch.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about the ripped Tooch, boys.
A young ripped Tooch, too.
With that said, please check out our social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok now at /We Are Podcast. Guys, this has been a blast. Thank you so much. Next week, Monkey Shines, and then the week after that, we'll be doing Cabin in the Woods. Mikey B will be hopefully joining us for that one. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for being here. Let's cut the feed.
Keep horror in your heart.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers. Keep horror in your heart. How do I always forget that? I need a t-shirt that says it. Keep horror.
I'm glad we're doing Cabin in the Woods in a couple of weeks, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to put this genre behind us.
Yeah, we're done. After Cabin in the Woods, we are.
We gave it all the love.
Yeah, we are done. All right, have a good one, guys.
And there it is. Thank you again so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And since this is Camp/Horrorcast, if you want to check us out live, we will be on Twitch and YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, and that's Javi. We're breaking down that pop culture, and we're having so much fun. And don't forget to check out We Are Bagu, a video game podcast, where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood breaking down all that video game lore, Heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. You can start that one from Season 1, Episode 1. It's a blast the whole way through. And I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I sit down with some of my favorite people of all time. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and their journey this far. Also, check the links in the description for our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast Network. With that said, hopefully we see you in the live stream.